Okay, hello everyone, and welcome. And with Sandra, when she sends that course in, what do you guys think? Should I approve that course or not approve that course? I'll let you all decide. Sandra gets lots of messages from me because I disapprove them all the time, but I always send her a fun message. So if there's anything that ever happens where you send your course in and it's disapproved for any reason, we're going to tell you what's missing. We're going to tell you the things that you might need to do, something that wasn't there, a video didn't process, some content that you thought was there wasn't there, whatever that might be, and we'll send you a message back. So if you haven't seen that you've gotten something that says your course is approved, as Sandra said, check that junk mail and look for something from creator@thegreatdiscovery.com just to make sure that you'll have some things in there. Then you can reply back to us if you've got more questions about that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into where the world is of content creation. And I'm going to give this just from my own experience of this. I've been doing this for a long, long time in the world of education and home education. So I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I found. And I've been doing this for about 15 years in creating online courses for young people, and it applies to adults as well. So here we go. We're going to get started. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun with this. Okay. All right. So one of the first things is, we are a translation company is one of the things we do. We are also an e-learning company, and we are also grounded and housed in what? In the Great Discovery from Six Sigma. But I want to start with a word called transformation. There's a couple of reasons why we're going to do that. One, I want to talk a little bit about language because we're becoming this global company that can deal and use and work with language translation. So if you look up the word transformation and you look it up online and you define it, Google's going to say it's a marked change in form, nature, or appearance. But if you look at it in the world of geometry, by the way, I'm a math guy, right? And that's my background, is in creating math courses for middle school and high school students. Geometry is a change in form, appearance, or location of a shape. Well, that's different than the definition that Google had for what transformation is. And if you do any kind of personal development out there, maybe you've heard it said this way: in the world of personal development, transformation is a genesis of a new realm of possibility. One word, three different definitions. That is one of the things about the English language that is pretty unique to the English language when it comes to other languages. So in the English language, oftentimes words have the same spelling with the same pronunciation, but they've still got different meanings. So if you think about the word, is that live? Is it live? It deals with the tenses. But if you're working in Spanish or Italian or something where you're conjugating the word, you're not going to use the same letters, and pronounce it differently. You're actually going to have a different spelling for that. Read or read, which one is it? How about this word? I left to go somewhere, or I turned left at the traffic light. So the reason why I'm sharing that with you is that because most of us here, our native language is English, is to be mindful about the language that you use when it comes to translation. So we are stepping into a big stage in a big world. I know sometimes people say that, oh, the more global we get, the smaller the world gets. I don't think so. I think it's the opposite. I think the more that we have the opportunity to experience the world, the bigger it gets. And the bigger it gets, the more opportunities present to us. So keep aware of that. Be aware of your language. It makes a difference. And it's something to consider when you're creating content or you're speaking. So consider your language. And to be aware of your learner is even more important. And the reason why I'm sharing that is that's where we're going to spend the rest of our time together, is really looking at your learner. Your learners, they want to be transformed. Now, I'm going to use the definition of transformation from what we, in the world of self-development, professional development, that they're really interested in the genesis is like the bringing forth of something. Of what? Of some kind of new realm to them that they never saw before, and it creates a world of possibility for them. That's what we're looking at. Your learners want that. They want that. Just think, you came on this call today, and I'm going to take a guess that every person that's on the call today, if you leave with a new realm of what's possible for you in working with and being a part of the Great Discovery, you're going to be a part of the Great Discovery. Why? Because transformation happened for you. Your learners want that. They want to complete your course knowing that they're not the same person when they started your course. What I'm going to ask you is this: is that part of your thinking when you're creating your course? In fact, I want you guys to put up in the chat, if you're a course creator, are you thinking about that already? Is that part of your thinking when you are creating your course? What do you guys say? I'm going to take a look at the chat here and see how many of you guys are yes, some are no. What do you all think about that? When you're creating a course, is that part of your thinking, that what you're looking at is that your learners want to complete your course knowing that they're not the same person when they started your course? Yeah, and and everybody is, they're yes, they're definitely yes, it's a part of your thinking. All right, are you ready? Remember, this is an opportunity for you to transform yourself today, right now. So for all the people who just said yes, I want you to consider that when you say yes, your world is very, very, very small. All you have is what you already know because you think your answer to that question is yes. If your answer to that question is no, what becomes possible is a huge world. Why? Because now you're considering, well, what is it that I don't know that if I did know would actually make a difference? So I want you to consider when we come into the idea of creating a course, we want to be what? We want to be what? Looking at. How are we going to do what? How are we going to have our young people, our adults, our learners, whoever they are, do what? Actually leave your course transformed. And what I want you to consider is that while you think it's part of your thinking, what if you actually challenged yourself to say, no, that's not part of my thinking, and that's where I need to start thinking from? What we're out to do is, you've taken closes on that. That's good. Okay, good. All right, I got you. Good. Now, we looked at, and somebody asked the question a little while ago, and there was some awesome answers in the chat. And the question was about, looking at your courses and why are you creating this? Why are you involved with the Great Discovery? And a lot of people were putting things up there where they were talking about income. I'm going to scroll back up here and see if I can find some of these things that people were talking about. I would like to spread the gospel into all the world. I love that, Ruben. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is, you have this phrase, or you have this statement for yourself about what it is that you're up to. Why are you creating your course? Because you would like to spread the gospel into all the world. So what I want to ask you is this: why would that make a difference? And when you can answer that question, then you're able to start to do what? Start to find that area of where your students, your learners are going to have that kind of transformation. Why would that make a difference? So let's say that you accomplished that. Let's say that what happened, that you actually had the opportunity to spread the gospel into all the world. That would be awesome. But why? Rita's on a mission to eradicate the statistic of 80% of businesses fail. That's amazing, right? Her intention is to equip millions of entrepreneurs with the tools they need to succeed, funnels and automation. Rita, that's amazing. Let's go, funnel godmother. But why are you doing that? Why is it that if you were out to eradicate that statistic, what difference would that make? And when you can start to deal with the answers to questions that when you're actually asking yourself, what's happening there, what you're able to do is to start to get yourself ready to what? Is to dive into your course content creation. All right, so we're playing a game here, and that becomes, who's your target audience? Who is it? Now, here's what's really great. When you're starting with your course, you're going to pick categories. You're already identifying who your target audience is. So are you creating your course that is going to be guided toward and geared towards and focused on those particular categories that you picked? And I know oftentimes I get to see some of the emails where people are coming in and suggesting new categories, which are totally awesome. So we love seeing that. But you're starting to look at who is your target audience. Now we're going to start to get in there because we want to get into the actual course itself. And you're starting to look at the transformation that your learner is going to have after completing your course. So we've got our course, we've got our target audience. We're looking at what? We're looking at the transformation that the learner is going to have. We want to continue to look from there and look to see what else is it that's going to be possible. You saw linear relations. I know I'm a math guy, man. That's what it looks like, right? So we want to work on courses that make a difference. The content, we're going to start to look at video, audio, text, images, exercises, assessments. You know, Sandra just came in and did a great presentation about how to upload all those things. The question becomes, how much of that do you want to upload? And I believe, no, I thought I had another version of that here. That's okay. I'm going to come right to here. And here we go. So we're going to go through each one of these. The first one is this, is videos. Courses that make a difference, the content, the video. So, you know, I get a chance to review your courses and I get to look at them all. So I've been looking at them and looking to see what's there. And here's what I've seen. I've seen a lot of videos that are really high quality videos, whether you're in the video or not. And I've seen some videos that have great audio and they have great, your voice or whoever is presenting the video, great sound and tonal inflection in your voice. So that when you're, and maybe you're doing an interview with someone, and I've seen a couple of courses that people have put up where they're in this interview style format where they're interviewing with people. And when you're doing an interview, what it's doing is you're always forwarding what's happening inside because you have that intention and it's a dialogue and it's always in the space of forwarding what's going forward. Presentations, make sure that your presentations, if you're doing a video of a presentation, that it's in presentation mode and not in a mode that is not presentation. And we've seen a few courses that have come in where, you know, we're seeing their next slide and some of those slides say there's nothing there, right? Or there's content missing. So we're going to let you know, hey, we want to make sure that your presentation is in presentation mode. We also are looking for this, that it's not a Zoom recording of a previous webinar that you may have done with a lot of participants in it. And the reason for that is this, is that when you're in that webinar, like you're in the webinar right now, and we're interacting with each other, although we're doing most of our interacting through chat, right? But when you're in a webinar and you're interacting with each other and people are talking, some of the conversation may not be totally pertinent to what the course is about. So if you have a course and you've done a webinar where you have content and you want to go back and you want to replay it, re-record it and re-record it with just you presenting the topic. So I just want to give you a heads up about that. It is one of the things that when people see videos like that, while the content can be good, they can get lost. They can get distracted. They'll tune out, which means that they won't complete your course. And if they don't complete your course, what are they left with? Was it a good course? Was it not a good course? They're left with, I didn't complete the course. We want them completing that course. Courses that make a difference. And you saw what Sandra just did. She was able to do what? To upload an audio to go along with the text. Now you can see that if you do have text, it can be translated right in the moment, but provide an audio recording to go with your text. Now, if you're doing that, there is an additional process that we're going to have you go through to get those translated into the languages that you want to. But also, if you don't have the audio to go with it, then do this. Then do this, add images to enhance and define your text. I don't know about you guys, but when I read books, I like to see pictures. How many of you guys, pictures? No pictures. Where are you guys at in the world there in the chat? Do you guys like seeing pictures when you're reading things? I love seeing pictures. I love seeing charts. I'm a math geek, so that is part of me, right? But I love seeing pictures because it gives me that visual image of what I'm reading. The other thing it does is it keeps me present and it keeps me in the course. If you give me too many words to read, you're going to lose me. I'm going to start to drift off. Now, that's the kind of learner I am, right? And there's lots of learners like me out there that we need something else. We need pictures to look at. We need something we can identify with so that it lets us get back in and keep working. So if you're going to put text in the area, which we want you to do, also either have an audio portion to go with it so that people can listen and follow along to the text, or have images in there as well. So the audio can be translated into other languages, but you're going to want to do that through us. So we have an additional service for that. That'll help you with that, and we can do that. All right. Have examples of people who have put your content into practice with success or failure, right? If you have examples of people who have done that, then you can also, you can also add your own personal example. If you notice when Kathy was presenting and she was showing Erin Lomax, when her free course about, $10,000 speaking from stage, why is that so powerful of a course? for her is because that's what she does. And she has done that. And she has other people who have done that as well. So when she has a course like that, she can actually have examples of people who have put her content, her teachings, what she's offering to people into action, and she can share that. People want to know that what you have to offer can be done. It's not just theory. You know, I'm going to say something funny. Are you ready? You guys ready for something funny? Come on, let me know if you're something funny. If you, and by the way, I'll just say this and then we'll kind of go with it. But if you just want to get the theoretical component, go to college. If you want to get the real world, what this looks like and how it works, get on the Great Discovery. That's my funny part, right? You want theory? Take a college class. You're going to get all theory, maybe not too many practical applications. That was my experience in college, so I don't know about yours as well. All right, have exercises for people to practice. Have assessments for people to demonstrate mastery. So when I say having an exercise, you're giving them something to do, giving them something to practice so that they can come to an assessment. All right. In fact, you may not believe this, but people love assessments. Are you ready? I'm going to give you one right now. If you have a free course, if you have a genius level course, I just lost my pen. I'll just tell you this. Are you ready? If you have a free course, if you have a genius level club course, or and you have a premium level course, I want you to think of one of these four things. Ready? Number one, you have a trigger. Number two, you have a call to action, also called CTA. Number three, you have a funnel. Number four, you have the trifecta of course creation. Which one would be the correct answer to that? You've put up, which one would you say? So I'm going to tell you again, right? You have a free course, a genius level course, and a premium course. Did you get what? Did you get a trigger? Did you get a call to action? Did you create a funnel? Or did you do the trifecta? There is one correct answer to that. And if you don't have the correct answer, what is it that we want you to do? We want you to do what? You want to go through the Great Discovery course. There we go. There's the answer. It's a funnel. If you remember back when Kathy was presenting, what is it? Now, are you guys ready? How many of you noticed that you were thinking, you had to create something for yourself, and you were really proud of yourself if you had the right answer? How many of you guys already are noticing like, man, that got me engaged. That got me thinking. That got me having to where I could actually get in and get going. So we want you to have assessments. Assessments are fun. People, as much as people say they don't like taking tests, they love it. Why? Because they want that opportunity to do what? They want the opportunity to be able to come in and do what? Prove mastery to themselves. They want to know that they mastered the content, and we want to know that they mastered the content. So when we're looking at your courses, what do we want to see in your courses? We want to see exercises in your courses. We want to see assessments in your courses. We want to see videos. We want to see text. And with that text, either images or along with the image and audio portion as well. And someone just asked if we can translate the PDF. We can work with translating PDFs. What's difficult about that is it's hard to get the text out of a PDF to get it translated. So, what we'd recommend is if you can get it in text, and typically PDFs have really cool images, but you can upload your images. So if you can get it into the text area as opposed to the PDF area, your translation is done for you. So we, definitely recommend there. Okay. Last piece that I want to share with you is about what? It's about how much does your course cost, right? So if you notice, keep your prices affordable for everyone to be able to participate. Tim said something really powerful. And, if you look out into the world right now, the economy is struggling. Now people have all kinds of ways to say that it's not, or it is, or whatever. But if you just look out in the world and just look around yourself, prices of things are going up. You go to the grocery store, it costs more to go to the grocery store. Rents, housing, these things are going up. Gas prices are going up. It costs more to live, yet at the same time is our income going up. So when you look at that and you say, no, income's not going up, but the cost of living is, then we have what? We have people that are going to say, wow, I got to really watch my money. And as amazing as it is, one of the places that people don't want to spend money is on themselves. They'll spend it on their kids, they'll spend it on their cell phone, but they won't spend it on themselves. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, as you're creating the premium level courses, keep your prices affordable for everyone to be able to participate. So another way to say that is this: if you have a 10-minute video, it's pretty likely that that's not going to be worth someone wanting to pay $500 for that course. Get it so that we do what? We're reaching who? We're on a global stage, reaching the world. Now, I think Sandra was talking about that as well, or Kathy, as they mentioned about, Kathy was talking about with Dr. Herbert Harris, right? What are you going to do if you have 100,000 people that have purchased a $10 course, as opposed to 100 people that purchased a $500 course? You get the power in the numbers, and that's what we're out to create with the Great Discovery. So we're out to do what? We're out to create a transformation. We're out to bring together what it is to be a team, a global partnership of people that are like-minded, out to make a difference, and we're going to do it through course creation. What I want to offer you is this, is when you're going through and you're onboarding your course, click everything, man, put it in there. We want to see video. We want text in there. We want images in there. If you can do audio files to your text, please do. But for sure, make sure that you've got a little bit of everything. Add exercises for people to do so that they get to practice what it is that you're sharing with them, and add assessments. If you have a free course, do one section where it's each of those. If you've got the Genius Club level, maybe you've got 10 sections in there. Your premium course, maybe it's got 12 to 15 to 20 sections in there, so that it keeps building, as you could see the way that Kathy was showing how she was working with Aaron and Dr. Harris as well. All right, you guys. So I look forward to seeing your courses when you're submitting them, and let's play. So Tim Taylor, going to send it back your way.